So, good morning, everybody, and welcome to your hour of live readings. It's really lovely to be here with you all, and I hope you're all doing really well. So, morning, Nancy, morning, Andrea, morning, Shannon, morning, Miss Kay, morning, Kira. It's lovely to be back with you all. I hope you're all keeping really well. Hi, Violet, wherever you are in the world. It's a bit miserable here in the UK today. It's just a bit dreary and a bit wet. But I hope you're all keeping well. For those that haven't met me before, my name's Kirsty Ashton and I'm a spiritual medium. And it's always a pleasure and a privilege to be able to connect with your loved ones in spirit because it's all part of that healing journey. When you know that your loved ones are still with you, still supporting you, and still guiding you, it does help us in our physical lives as well as our spiritual ones. Because we know we're not on our own and they're still helping, like they always did when we were here. Hi Gail, hi Nancy, hi Terry, hope you're all well. Well, I can't imagine it being cold in Florida, Nancy. Um, so how I tend to work is sometimes I may go direct, sometimes I have to offer it out. And when I work on platform, I always work direct, but with lives, spirit just work me in different ways. So I just see what Spirit has got to say and just go with the flow. Hi Rish, hi Debbie. So I am aware of a lady in my energy. I got the name Catherine, but this doesn't have to be this lady's name. It could be a name associated with the lady or associated with the sitter. But the name Catherine came in really strong. And also, just while the intro was playing, I'm aware of somebody having a fall on the ice. So I don't know if it's the sister that had a fall on the ice, the lady in spirit, or somebody linked to the sitter. But I know somebody had a fall and hurt themselves and got a bit bruised. The lady's making me aware of. I do feel she is of a grandmother generation. She is so funny, very uplifting, very supportive. But she's got the biggest heart. She just wanted to help everybody. I feel like she would have donated to charity as well. I know that she had a faith, she had something she believed in with all her heart, and that helped her in her life to know that she had that belief, that she knew there was something else in life. And she's telling me that somebody here on the earth plane has had a really bad cough recently. She says it's been going on for weeks and there's no sign of it shifting. So I feel that somebody's had a virus or cold or flu or something, but they've got this lingering cough that's getting a pain. And she says, and they're not sleeping properly. So this could be the sitter or somebody really close to the sitter. Oh, thank you, Amy. I like to be a bit different. But she's busy cooking at the minute, so she's saying that having family meals are really important to her. But she's telling me that it's really important to the sitter as well. She made, oh, I made some right concoctions, you know. She goes, I just adapted, adapted recipes. She goes, I just did a bit of whatever I wanted to do. She goes, I just like to, I'd have a basic recipe and then I'd just add a bit of something to make it nice and tasty. So I've got, sounds like my mother, Catherine, my friend, she had a nasty fall. Ah, so that's where the Catherine come in, because that was the first two pieces of information was the Catherine and the fall. I didn't put two and two together. So thank you, Andrea. I'll work with you. I know your mum has got a lot of love for you, so I know you had a really close bond with her. And she said she could always rely on you. You never let her down. She didn't like putting on people. She didn't like asking for help. She goes, I was really stubborn, you know. She goes, sometimes too stubborn for my own good. But never mind, we got there together. So I know that you helped your mum a lot when she needed it. And she's so proud of you. She's just got this beautiful smile. She's got this beautiful skin. Uh, she says, I slept well. She goes, having a good night's sleep and eating lots of fruit and vegetables. She goes, it kept my skin looking young. She says, but you've got young skin. And she's smiling. I know her mobility suffered, I feel, later in life. I feel she got a little bit wobbly. I feel that there's arthritis, if not with her, with somebody. I just feel like my body, all my joints are hurting and it's quite debilitating. She loves getting her hair done as well, but she's saying, oh, I won't be as brave as you with the pink and the purple. But I know she liked going to hairdressers and she was a really friendly lady. And she'd talk to anybody, and even if she saw somebody upset in the street, she'd ask if they were okay. So she always cared. She says, I didn't like to see people upset, so if I could just give a listening ear and check that they were okay, she goes, I would. But she's saying, Andrea, that you're a lot like that as well. You don't like to see people upset. And if you can just give them a few words or just let them feel heard, that it really helps. Because she's saying, oh, we're a lot alike in some ways. She goes, and she's saying the stubborn streak runs in the family. And she's making me laugh with that. So she's got this lovely sense of humour. I know she always liked to dress nicely. She says, I always made an effort, you know. And she's like smoothing out a blouse and she's got a nice cardigan on. She says, I like to look my best, you know. And there's been some changes in your life. I know you're feeling a lot more positive and you're feeling a lot more uplifted. You've had a long journey with grief, and at times you didn't see that light at the end of the tunnel. But now that you do, and you're doing things with friends, you're feeling like you can smile again. She knows there's still a lot of grief with you, but she says just seeing you with friends and enjoying yourself and just having that beautiful smile on your face. She says it really does warm her heart. She says because you're so beautiful inside and out. And she just wants the best for you in life. And she just wants you to, she's saying, let your hair down, enjoy yourself. But I know you'd have had, when she was here physically at Christmas, there'd always be like get-togethers and there'd be a few drinks and things like that. And there were always little parties, she's telling me. I've picked a card for you, Andrea, and it's this one. It's from a new deck of cards, so I'm not going. The lady's name in question, she's an ascended master. It sounds like Ishtar, but I'm not very good with my pronunciations, so I don't always say the names. But it says in the learnings, follow your heart, truth prevails. And you've got the biggest heart, but you always come from a place of love. And just keep moving forward if it's just one step at a time. And if sometimes you have to take a step back and then step forwards again, you're still heading in the right direction. The lady in the card is looking laser focused and she's like looking forwards to life and experiences. There's a lot of gold in the card, and gold for me is for new beginnings. But I feel in your life, Andrea, that a lot of new things are going to be coming in. And whether that's trips with friends, going on holiday, or starting something new, I do feel that there's going to be a lot of positive change. This lady's got a star on her necklace, and it always makes me feel of the North Star in the Nativity. So I feel your mum would have liked the Nativity. But she's saying, just remember, I'm always your guiding star. So when you need some help, need some guidance, she says, I'm always that guiding star, I'm always guiding you. Above this lady's head, there's a lot of purple. So I know that you're a really spiritual lady and that you do talk to your mum, all your family, and you've got that connection there. I need to give you the name of Sarah. Um, a name sounding like Jill, and just give me a second. It's a name sounding like Laura. The last name came in really faint. And I need to give you January and July as significant months. But she's giving you a lovely bunch of flowers. And she's just saying you deserve them. So treat yourself. And there's all these different coloured roses. There's some pink ones in there for love. There's some white ones in there for peace and peace of mind. But also there's some yellow. And yellow for me is for upliftment and to give you that energy boost. But just keep being yourself, keep moving forwards, and just keep looking after yourself because you've got some good people around you. So lean on them when you need to and just enjoy as much as you can. So I'll leave her love with you, Andrea, and thank you for working with me. Let's see who we've got with us next. Good morning, everybody, and I hope you're all doing well. Let me see who I've got. I've got another lady, and she's sat in a high back chair. She's got a bag of wool at the side of her, and it's like she's knitting. She's sat there knitting, and it's like she's making baby, like little matinee jackets and booties and stuff. Sat there with a blanket on her knee, and it's like she doesn't have to look at a pattern. She just knows what to do. But I feel that that's something that she would have done if there were a new baby coming in the family. So I don't know if anybody's heard of a new arrival coming or there's been a birth. But this lady is a grandmother. Um, she suffered with her legs. I don't know if she got ulcers or something on her legs, but I can see like the dressings on her legs. Or she used to, because she says, well, my skin were a bit thinner. So I don't know if she'd ever caught her skin or something and she had to have her legs dressed, but they look quite painful. And I feel that she got a bit of fluid retention. She'd have to sit with her legs up. And it really suffered with her mobility. And she's saying it really slowed me down, you know. She goes, just sitting here and doing some knitting, it does help. She says, because I felt like I had a purpose. And she's another lady that wouldn't ask for help, but in the end, it turned out that she needed it. She says, she goes, I didn't like being fussed over, you know. She goes, I just like to get on with things in my own time. She goes, I didn't like any fuss. She says, but I was appreciative of the help I did get, you know. She goes, but I just like to muddle on myself, and I feel she'd do as much as she could, but it was a struggle in the end for her. Um, she's giving me the magazine Take a Break, which I know it's one we have in the UK, so I don't know if she used to like to read the stories and do the puzzles, or if somebody else here likes to do puzzles. And she's showing me like piles of books as well. So I feel like somebody's quite an avid reader as well. I don't know if it's with her or with somebody here. So you can take this, Violet. I just feel her pain. So I know that she won't grumble. The baby's with her. Thank you, Violet. Um, she didn't like to grumble. She says, I just like to be me and just try and get on with it the best I could. She goes, I know it wasn't easy, but I didn't like to stress people out. She goes, I know I did at times, but I just did my best and just tried to. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Violet. I'm really sorry for your loss, and I'm sending lots of love. And this lady loved babies. She says, I loved the smell of them, that newborn baby smell. But she loved children, and she felt it an honour to be a grandma. And I know that you feel the same. You feel the same love. And I feel she's coming around you to support you and the family at this difficult time with this loss. I feel that there's a birthday coming up. She's just showing me a birthday cake that she's made. Because she's saying, well, when I could do more, I was a good baker. She goes, I like to make a cake. I always had fresh cakes in. She goes, I'd make some scones as well. I was a good cook. But she could, when she were fit and able, she could have fed an army, Violet. Um, she's like showing me all these pots that she's been cooking. So I know family were important to her. And just having everybody around the table, it meant a lot to her. The being present together, coming together. It really meant a lot to her. Your son's birthday's yesterday and yours is in a few days. She's making me hungry with the scones. I love scones. Um, she goes, when she could do a lot more, she said she loved the smell of fresh baking. She says, oh, for anybody walked in, they'd be like, oh, it smells nice. So she was very good at everything. She was a very thoughtful lady. And she would have helped anybody. She says, well, if anybody needed my help, I was there. And she was really good at giving advice as well. And she just wants to be that tower of strength. Oh, bacon, lovely. Um, let me see what else she's got to bring forward. I need to give you either the month of May or the name May. I need to give you a Mary somewhere in the family. Um, need to give you an October and a December for birthdays, passings, or anniversaries. I feel she did have a tough life, that she had a lot going on, but she tried not to let it show. She says, I just tried to be positive, to have that smile on my face, even when everything else is stressful. She goes, and I just didn't like to be a bother. I've got this card for you, Violet, and it says Michael and Faith are the two names on the card, and it says spiritual calling, divine protection, breakthrough moment. And I feel that like spirit are putting you all in a protective bubble to help with the healing, with everything that's going on in yours and your family's lives and with the loss. And I feel that spirit are just trying to protect you all and just send you all a lot of healing. And I do feel that there's been somebody's been under weather as well. I feel somebody's been unwell recently. She's giving you a bunch of daffodils, and for me, it's that upliftment, and it's like springtime. She's going like winter's a hard month. She says, but when you see the daffodils and the crocuses, there's bluebells and the snowdrops, it's all like signs of change, but more positive change. She says, because everything in the winters, sorry, I'll just take a drink. Everything in the winter's always dull. She's making my mouth really dry and it's hard to talk. So I don't know if this is with her when she were close to passing, that she had a really dry mouth and she couldn't get her words out properly, or I don't know if somebody here is being really thirsty. And I know it's a sign of diabetes as well, so I don't know if there's somebody diabetic around you. They're bringing a lot of blue around you and the family, and blue for me is for calmness. There's that yellow again for some upliftment, but there's that purple, and that's a spiritual colour for me, and I know that you're a really spiritual lady, but I can see a lot of energy in the purple, so I know that you've got a lot of loved ones in spirit who are with you every day. She needed to have her mouth wet before she passed. Let me see. I need to give you the number 21, so it could be the 21st of a month. Or it could be a door number, somebody's age. It could be February and January, but she just gave me the number 21. But she's saying to take some rest when you can. She knows that you're not sleeping properly because of worrying about others. But she's proud of you all. You always deal with everything with grace and love. And she's here to support you and bring that love forward and bring that spiritual healing to help you all. And I do feel that emotion with her, Violet, so I know she's picking up on all the emotions here at the moment. And she loves you so much. She loves you all. I used to be into my favourite daughter, my mother, born in Jan. So she just wants to give you a big hug and to let you know that you're not on your own. You've got a lot of loved ones in spirit who are there for you, who are helping you. And she says, take the help when you need it. She goes, don't be as stubborn as I was, but she's just trying to bring some humour through, to bring that upliftment. So I'll leave her love with you, Violet, and thank you for working with me. I hope it helped. Let's see who I've got now. I've got a man with me now. He's telling me he's a funny man. He's telling me he had more hair in his younger years than he did in his older years, so I know his hair thinned out. He was a really smart gentleman. And he says, oh, you don't see as many people nowadays with wearing proper trousers and a shirt and tie when needed and a jacket. He goes, it's more relaxed nowadays. But I always made an effort, so I know that he'd always dress smartly, and I feel it had links to his work as well. And I know that let me see, he was a really hard worker. He loved his family. I feel that he's making me really tight-chested, so I do feel that he did have some lung problems. But he's telling me that when one thing went wrong, he says everything went wrong. He says, well, gradually, he says, but I felt like I was falling to pieces, you know. He had a real stubborn streak. He loved his family. He says, I lived for my family. I just liked being in their company. I liked bringing that upliftment and that support. And he was so kind. If he saw somebody struggling with some bags to the car at the supermarket, he'd go over and help them. Or if somebody is a type of gentleman, if somebody needed help crossing the road, he'd do that because he just wanted to help. And he was so helpful to his family. One of his children or grandchildren needed some support, needed anything. If he could help, he would. So I know he'd give his last penny if he could to help anybody. He's either a grandfather or a father. He's making me work. He's going, oh, well, I could be a dad, I could be a granddad. Well, I am both. So I know it's either somebody's granddad or dad. He's just making me laugh. I feel he got a bit unsteady on his feet later in life before his passing. And I feel he needed a stick, but I don't know if he used it. So I just got a vision of a walking stick. But I don't know if he used it. I feel he was that stubborn that he tried not to use it. Let me see. I got the name Stephen. And I got the name Sean as well. They don't have to be his names, they could be a name associated with him. And I feel there's either a Sam or a Samuel around. So it could be a friend or a family member linked to this gentleman, or it could be a friend or a family member linked to the sitter. But he's just bringing them names in. I also know that June, either the name June or the month of June, is significant. And that who I need to speak to has been feeling a bit lost recently. And they've been needing some direction and some support. So can anybody take a father or grandfather like this? I also know that he liked being outside, he loved getting some fresh air, and he loved reading paper. I feel that he teased his wife, he got under their feet every now and again, but they were soulmates. That's how he's making me feel, that there's a lot of love there between the two of them. And I don't feel it were always easy for them, but they always just did what they can. So if you could take this, if you'd like to write in the comments, please. Nobody? I'll just give it a second. So you can take everything but the names. Miss K. It could be that the names are people you're going to hear about. They don't always have to be names that you know about at the minute. So I've got Uncle, well, there's no truth with the son named Stephen. I don't know Elza if he had hip issues, but I know he did have mobility issues later in life. I know he suffered with some pain, and he just kept trying to do his best. I am drawn to Miss K and Terry. Um, so I'm gonna come to Miss K first, and then I'll come to Terry. Um, you had I feel that you had a close bond with this man, and you were the apple of his eye. He always liked to. Oh, you don't feel it's with you, Terry? Okay, no problem. I just feel like I've got two people, and I was drawn to your name when I looked at the names. Um, you were the apple of his eye, and he was a huge support to you. He listened. He would have done anything for you, and he's saying you were thick as thieves. He says you were always talking to him, and if he needed help, you'd be there for him like he was there for you. So I do feel that you brought him a lot of strength because you just wanted to do the best for him as he did for you. He is a very good man. He's so kind. He's got a big heart, and he's got that support there for you. I feel that you've been at a crossroads recently, and you've been trying to find your way, which direction to take. It's telling me you've got a very good intuition, and that you just want to support everybody, but you need time for yourself as well. Because he's saying you've had a lot on your mind. Sometimes you're finding it hard to switch off, but he leaves you a lot of signs to let you know that he's there. So I know that he moves things around your house. He finds this very funny. And he's got this proper belly laugh. He's got a great chuckle. If when your dad started laughing, it just livened the room up and nobody could be upset. But he moves things around your house. He finds it very amusing that he does this. Says I didn't realise my potential. I didn't realise I'd be able to let her know that I'm with her. But I know that you know when your dad is there. He's talking about a photograph, and I feel that it's next to your bed. Definitely in the bedroom, and I know your dad's in the photo, and I know that when you look at it, you think of him, and you you talk about him to other people. He loves that you still tell all the old stories, and that makes him smile because he's always around, he's always there, and he's talking about being out in nature more. So I feel that you love being outside. It helps you to feel grounded. And I feel that you like being by the water as well. You find that very calming. And your dad said he were just the exact same. Definitely we do honour them by talking about them, our loved ones. I don't know if you've heard your dad, but he keeps saying listen out for him. So I do know that he's trying to let you know that he is with you, because he just keeps going, listen out for me, listen out for me. Um, he's going, I gave good advice for the man, didn't I? He says, I did. Well, I thought I gave good advice. So I know with your dad that you could talk to him about anything. You were very open, and that really helped you. But I feel that he could talk to you about a lot as well. And he loved that you used to follow him around when you were little to see what he were doing. And he always made time. He could be really busy and he'd make time. You hear him and feel him. I thought you would. And he's just bringing all this love. So I feel there's been a lot of emotion around you as well recently. I've got this card for you, and it says cosmic power, unlimited potential, sacred mission, intuition. So this card, it's like a night sky. So I feel that you like looking up at the stars and you feel energy from the moon. So this is like a night sky, and there's all those stars up there, and there's the moon shining bright. So I do feel when you really do pick up the energy shifts when we have a full moon as well. And this lady in the card looks really powerful. And your dad's saying that you're stronger than you realise. And you deal with everything that comes your way, whether it's good or bad. And just, you've made him so proud. Because he knows how hard it was for you when he passed. Because you felt like you lost a little bit of you. But he's with you every day, and like you said, you feel him, you hear him. There's silver in the card, and silver for me, it makes me think of spirit energy. So I know that you work with spirit in your own way, but it's like every cloud has a silver lining. And I feel that last year things were a bit up and down, but better things came. I feel you've had some energy shifts, I feel you've had some change, but you've found yourself and you're moving forward on your path. But the sky is this deep purple. So I know you're a really spiritual person and you've got that strong connection to spirit. And your dad loves you put I'm strong like King Kong. Because he says you are, because you're my girl. And he says I bring you the extra strength when you need it. I can see a flower and it looks like a lily. And lilies for me make me think of peace. So he's bringing that white peace around you. But he's saying on those hard days, remember how strong you are. And you'll always have that connection to him. So just keep asking for his help and guidance. And you don't need anybody's help. It's like you've put there, he made you independent. You don't need anybody's help. But he's saying there's times you do, and just ask for it when you need it. But he taught you a lot in life, so you would be independent. And he knows how much you miss him. But he says, I'm around to bug you every day. He says, we're always talking. He says, I know you chat to me numerous times a day. I move things around your house. You've had flashing lights. And he does all these extra things to let you know that he is with you. And he is a very intelligent man. He knew a lot of things. He says, I'm a bit of a brain box, but if he liked to know how things worked. So if he didn't know, he'd research it, because he liked to know the answers. So he wants to give you the biggest hug ever, because he says, I was very good at hugs, wasn't I? And just a big hug and a kiss on the cheek. He lights and he used to hit the doorbell. That doesn't surprise me. So he's just come forward to bring that love, that upliftment, and that little bit of extra strength for when you need it. But just keep talking to him and ask him questions and ask for his guidance, but trust your gut as well. He was very jokey. So I'll leave his love with you, and it was a pleasure to work with you, and I hope it has helped. I am aware of a lady coming into my energy. I do feel this lady passed before her time, and I know she's coming across like she's a friend, but I could be wrong with that. It's just how she's making me feel. Um, but a really close friend, like a sister. She did pass before her time. She was such a positive lady. She didn't want to die, she's saying. She goes, I did my best. She goes, I kept fighting the illness, she says, but in the end it took me. But she was a good friend. I know she talked to the sitter for hours and talk about anything and everything, and that really did help her. She's I got the name Lisa, sounding like Lisa. It doesn't have to be her name, it could be a name associated with her. She loved people, she loved being out and about, she loved being in nature and having a laugh with her friends, she's saying. So I know that every now and again a group of friends would get together and they'd have a laugh and talk into early hours and a few drinks, she's telling me. And I know the person here today has really missing her because missing that support. She were always at the end of the phone. Um, but the sitter were always at the end of the phone for her as well. And she helped people believe in themselves. So I know with the sitter, if anything in life were going on, if they didn't feel like, am I doing the right thing, am I not? She'd be going, you're doing the right thing, you're doing what's best for you. Come on, just believe in yourself a bit. Be proud of yourself. And she's telling the sitter that today, that you've got this. It could be Louise, Elsa, she was just talking that fast. It sounded like Lisa to me, but she just wants to get everything out she's saying that I've got to say. So can you take this, Elsa, as one of your friends? Um, let me see. I know she liked music as well. She's having a little sing-song. She goes, oh, I'd have a sing when nobody's listening. She goes, it always uplifted me. She goes, it's good music. Um, she's just bringing that support. I feel, Elsa, like you've been going through a bit of a hard time. That there's been a lot going on in life. You felt a bit unsettled with yourself. And I feel you've been at a bit of a crossroads, not knowing, oh, what should I be doing? And I feel like somebody's let you down as well recently. Because you've got the biggest heart, she's telling me. You're always there for everybody else. But I feel over years people have let you down, and it's really been hard on yourself because you give everything your all. So when you're let down, it really hits you hard. So she's a college friend from way back. She definitely loved the music, or she's either singing it or humming it. Um, it really made her smile, music. And definitely there's a lot of challenges at the moment with you, but she says you're a fighter. She goes, you're stronger than you realise, and you'll get through everything that's going on in life at the minute. But just keep believing in yourself. You've got a really good gut instinct, and it's never let you down over the years. But she says, thank you for being the amazing thing that you friend that you were. She says, I really appreciated your friendship and your kindness, because you were always there for me. She goes, we had lots of chats over the years, and you really helped, because I feel she had a hard life herself, and there was so much going on in life, but she knew she could always rely on you when she needed some support, but you knew also that she was always there for you. And she's just bringing that strength and that love. I feel that recently you've been doing a lot of reflecting, and you've been going down memory lane. So I do feel you've got a lot of loved ones in spirit that are always around you. And they're always supporting you. I need to give you September as a significant month, and it could be either for a birthday, a passing, or an anniversary. I need to give you a white rose, and for me that means peace. And your lovely friend Elsa's just bringing you that peace of mind that you need at the minute. She says things are going to get easier for you, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. She's saying things are going to get more easier. She says they're going to get more positive, and she says just keep being you. I feel over the years there's somebody that were in your life that tried to change you, and she didn't like that. She says because you're special as you are, and this white rose, it's beautiful. And she loved the flowers, but I know you do as well. And I feel that's why she's brought the flowers through. Like the white rose you said what she loved. I think she's bringing the flowers through for you as well as a gift, but also because you love flowers too. And I know there's somebody around you that's very good at killing house plants. She's giving me the number 11, so it could be the 11th of a month. The 11th month would be November. But she just brought the number 11 through. Let me see. I've got this card for you, and it says, enlightened action, choose compassion, and move forward with grace. And everything you do in life, you move forward with love and with grace. You have a lot of compassion for everybody, but you need to have some for yourself. You very easily can criticize yourself, but she's saying you're doing perfectly well. She goes, things will get easier, but have that compassion with you. She's got a lot of empathy, this lady, but I know you have. Oh, 11 is a special number, that's why she's brought it through then. There's pink in the card, and pink for me is for love. There's blue, and she's just bringing that calmness. There's like splatters of yellow, and that's for the upliftment. And there's green in there for healing. So I know somebody around you at the minute, Elsa's in need of some healing, and I feel that you need some as well. But just be yourself. Just have that compassion and empathy for you. You have it for everybody else, but it's your time to try and rest when you can. Or she's saying, you're always so busy, but take time for yourself. She goes, even if you just put your feet up and have a cuppa. She says, just have that time for you. And just look forward to the memories that you've still got to make. And just enjoy life when you can. But do talk to her. She says, because they always had good chats. She goes, and if you feel you can't talk to anybody else, just talk to me, because I'll always be your good friend. And you were the sister. Let me see. You will always be my good friend, and you were like a sister to me, and I've always got you back. So I'll leave her love with you, Elsa, and thank you for working with me. Well, everybody, we nearly are at time, so I'm just picking a card for. This is a card for everybody. An hour does go quickly. So I've got this card, and it says sacred connection, synchronicity, divine connection, and understanding lessons. And in life, everything we do, there's a lesson. We learn from the good times, we learn from the hard times. But spirit are always there, guiding us. And we've all got that divine spark within us. We've all got our loved ones there to help and support us. And I know it's hard when they're not physically here, but your loved ones in spirit are behind you every day, just trying to guide you, to help you, to listen and support you. And in life, there's always so many synchronicities that we do miss. But we've always got that one person in spirit there to help us believe in ourselves, to help us stay focused and to move forwards. There's a lot of colour in this card, there's a lot of gold, and gold for me is for change, positive change. So I feel for a lot of you, there's new things coming into your life, and when one door closes, another one opens. But we need to embrace change when it happens. It is hard when things are uncertain, that we don't know what to do for the best. But there's so much love in spirit helping you every day of the week. And it's just about doing what's right for you. And you'll know when it's the right time to do things. There's a lot of pink in that card, and pink for me is for love. And you've got so much love in spirit. There's some brown there, and that's for grounding, that's for nature. And if you're ever having a hard day, just getting some fresh air, just being out in nature, listening to the birds, looking at the butterflies. It does help us feel more grounded. There's a lot of white, and it's like white light. That's connection to spirit. Because spirit are always supporting you. And there's some red in there, and red for me is for passion. So whatever you're doing in your life, just be passionate about it, because you're doing something you love and you will always love. But do things your way, be yourself. You don't have to be like anybody else. Just be you. You've all got the biggest hearts. You're all so kind and caring and loving and loyal. And don't change for anybody, because Spirit are saying you're perfect as you are. So stand tall, be proud of yourselves and shine your light so brightly, because you're also loved by Spirit. You're all worthy of everything you've got in your life and so much more. But most importantly, you're all enough. And really, that is all that matters. So thank you everybody for being here today. I really appreciate your support, for always being here for me. And it's always a pleasure and a privilege to connect with your loved ones in spirit. So thank you so much. I look forward to being back with you next week at the same time at 11 o'clock. And until then, take care everybody. But just remember your loved ones what are always with you, because they walk beside you every day. The spirit is everywhere. So thank you everybody, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.